the Big Market Debate powered by Investonomics, an initiative by ICICI Direct. Joining me today is Mr. Vijay Chopra, MD and CEO, Enoch Ventures, and Mr. Pushkaraj Kanitkar, VP Equities, GEPL Capital. Welcome, gentlemen. My first question is for Mr. Chopra. Mr. Chopra, markets are at all-time high. I mean, you name the indices, they are at all-time high. Your Sensex, your Nifty, your Bank Nifty, your mid-cap, your small caps. How are you playing the markets at current level?
Well, I think that, these are the times when investors really need to be cautious. And because the markets definitely are at a stretched valuation. And even after that, I would say that, the kind of run-up which the market has seen in the last 1.5 years, there's a lot of profits on the books of the investors. So it won't be a bad idea to shift from the high valuation stocks, high price to earning stocks, to companies where you have a very good and realistic valuation. And the business also is backed by earnings, and the future looks good. So at these times, it's advisable that the investors keep on booking profits in those stocks where they have a lot of profits in their hand, and shift to those stocks and those companies where there is a lot of promise and a lot of comfort in the valuation.
Mr. Kanitkar, what is expected on the charts? What do charts of Nifty indicate? I mean, is there a possibility of markets correcting from the current level, or you would say that no, the markets are on high and they will extend the trend?
Yes, certainly. I mean, if you look at the indicators, they are in an overbought territory, especially as of today, when we saw that the markets almost reached a level of around 17,800 or so. So there could be a brief correction, but at the same time, based on the price alone, if we look at it, there are no indications that market could in a way top out here. So we will have to play it step by step. The first step would be we look at levels maybe for the last 2 or 3 weeks, the lowest point was around 16,800, and maybe last week it was somewhere around 17,200. 250 levels or so. So these would be kind of precursors for the market to really take shape or take the trajectory of a correction, if at all it has to kind of come through. But important point to note here is what is happening to the broader markets per se. Like Vijay said, that the valuations are pretty much stretched. And at the same time, we see the same kind of scenario in the broader markets as well. As of yesterday, when the markets were really kind of roaring, we saw that almost 30% of the stocks within the Nifty 500 itself are still trading below its 50-day moving average, which means that all these stocks predominantly are more or less below the levels that it had kind of created over the last 2.5 months or so. So that is an indication that there could be a bit of divergence, especially in the broader markets. And the corrections there would be pretty much sharp. So one needs to be very cautious with the broader markets, though we are seeing some kind of sectoral churning, or you can say kind of index management. But overall, the broader picture looks a bit dicey, and one needs to be cautious in that area especially.
Mr. Chopra, if there's a market correction as is expected, as Mr. Kanitkar said, would you be a buyer, and what would you add at this?
Well, I think that I would definitely be a buyer if there is a correction, because Indian markets are in a long-term bull run, and bull run in all the bull runs or in all such markets, we see a lot of corrections which keep on happening. Although I do not see any crash, but yes, a correction of 1,000, 1,500 points on the Nifty is possible at any point of time. So I would recommend that, if somebody gets quality companies with reasonable valuations in a correction, you should go and just bite into those companies. So for example, I like the tech space. So companies like TCS, Wipro, companies like HCL Tech, Mindtree, these are great companies. Companies like Zensar, which have run up quite a bit. Companies, so these companies can be, nibbled into in a correction. And similarly, there are other sectors. I like chemical space a lot, because we've seen all the chemicals and agrochemical companies, they have literally gone up 3-4 times in the last 1.5 years. So I like agrochemical space. I like companies like ITC. ITC, although has run up in the last few days only, but yes, if at all I find it in a correction, I would definitely be a buyer in ITC, or a company like HUL or a Colgate Palmolive. So these are, I would say that corrections are great opportunities to bite into and add stocks, add quality stocks in your portfolio. Companies like Venky's, these are great companies, zero debt companies, and they have run up quite considerably. Companies like IRCTC, which have, seen they've gone up almost 4-5 times. So if at all I get companies like IRCTC in a correction, I would definitely be a buyer.
Mr. Kanetkar, what does Bank Nifty indicate? I mean, Mr. Chopra is quite optimistic on PSU banking space right now as far as the valuations are concerned. So what is that you look for in the stock when you see them on the charts? What is looking well placed?
Well, in fact, Bank Nifty has kind of corrected over last almost, you can say, 6 to 8 months horizon, and post that it reached a new high just now. That is, just yesterday we saw that the Bank Nifty created an all-time high, which means that predominantly the major part of the correction in Bank Nifty, or if we look at it from a broader perspective, maybe the finance sector as a whole seems to be kind of getting over. So certainly we are positive on Bank Nifty. At the same time, we will need to consider the fact that Bank Nifty constitutes largely the two big banks, that is HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank, because both of them put together weigh almost 66 to 67% of the index. So that is something that we need to look at from the Bank Nifty perspective. At the same time, the charts of ICICI Bank is actually in a glaring zone, and similarly HDFC Bank is also kind of playing the catch up. Same thing is true with the Kotak Bank chart, and we are seeing certain things happening in the PSU banks, as Vijay also rightly pointed out. We are seeing good amount of momentum picking up into the likes of SBI or Canara Bank, and therefore we stand certainly positive on Bank Nifty, and probably we could further see an up move to the tune of around 10 to 15% in the Bank Nifty to begin with, and slowly but surely it can kind of extend even till maybe around 30% from current levels. So that is something to be looked at. Like rightly pointed out, valuations might be stretched, but at the same time this is one sector which has kind of really been an underperformer all through the 2020 and 2021 kind of move that we have seen. So certainly it has a lot of things to catch up, and at the same time a good space on the upper side. So one can look at it with a positive bias.
Mr. Chopra, as you said, that one has to buy quality in this market. We can't go with all the stocks which have been running up. I mean, you name a stock and that has given up 100% or 200% better. When we talk about quality stocks, then the valuations for them are little on a higher side. Is it fair to pay, high price for the quality stock that you're buying?
No, I think that it's all a valuation, and the prudent investor or the key to prudent investing is that you should always buy companies which have a reasonable valuation. So don't just go and jump into and buy a company or a stock which is extremely high and there's a lot of news about it, there's a lot of hearsay about it. No point of just jumping and buying into such companies. But yes, market gives you a lot of opportunities in a lot of companies, at all times. Even when the market is all-time high, you find a stock like HPCL trading at a price to earning of 3. A company like JSPL, which is trading at a price to earning of 5 odd. A companies like Jindal Poly, which is trading at a price to earning of 5-6. So there are great opportunities even today, and whichever companies have a good reasonable PE, and in our portfolios, in the customers we have, probably we do not have any company right now which have a higher price to earning than 15. So we are very conservative at this time. because we have made a lot of profits in the last year. It's a good time to conserve those profits and shift them into safer havens. Because whatever we saw yesterday, also there was a fall in the market, and when the market falls, 10, 15%, 20% of the capital gets wiped off almost instantly, and the new investors, especially who have come in and joined the bandwagon, they lose interest in the markets forever. So this is not a good idea. So we have to be wise, and definitely you have a platform where millions of investors listen to it, and so I would rather share the words of wisdom which I have learned over the past 3 decades, is that be wise, don't run after valuation, run after value. So invest in value and not valuation. So if you are really buying a value stock at a good price, I'm sure that you're going to have a consistent and a sustained growth in your portfolio rather than seeing shockers.
Mr. Kanatkar, anything that you like in the infra space? Because this space is one space which has not really done well as far as the returns are concerned. I mean, activity has picked up in some of the frontline stocks, but in the mid cap and the small cap space, many of the stocks which are doing good in the infra space have not been able to garner the kind of interest that we have seen for the large ones. So any stocks that you like in the infra space right now?
We can be with the bellwether likes of L&T, but at the same time, if you look at it from a perspective more, rather than saying infra, we would look at it wherein consumers really play a vital role. So I would get into the likes of Kolte Patil, which is more of a reality as a segment. And simultaneously, some things like Voltas and things like that, where we are seeing a real trajectory kind of happening through. So rather than being limited to the old infrastructure stocks, or maybe if I can call it the old economy stocks, we should be looking at things which are in a way what you can call a sunrise in that sense. So likes of Kolte Patil, likes of Delta Corp or things like that, these are the stocks that one can really be looking at. We have seen good amount of volumes coming through here. And that is something we need to play for. Likes of Voltas and Kolte Patil are, I think, fair bets to really be playing into the infra space indirectly.
Mr. Chopra, if we talk about the IPO market, which is like very hot, we have a big pipeline of IPOs which will be hitting the market very soon. Are you concerned about the valuations at which the IPOs are being bought out in the market?
Yes, surely, because there's a lot of froth which has come up. Whenever we see bull markets, and in a bull market, where a lot of hot money, a lot of money is chasing few good things. So there are times when companies also want to, monetize their companies by valuing it at a very exorbitant premium. And unfortunately, some companies which you should not command that kind of a premium, they also get rewarded by the market. So again, it's a matter of risk and reward. I would say that the risk is very high and the reward is lesser in the longer run. So if at all, people are running after, or the market has rewarded IPOs with great valuations, the market is not going to do it forever. So if you look at a simple example, I would like to give, an IPO called Cartrade, which we saw that it got listed recently. Now, Cartrade is trading below the IPO price. So market also punishes those companies where we do not see earnings. So again, my advice to investors is look at value and not the valuation. If the business has value, the business has a moat, we should always look at moats. And, moat is something which differentiates the company from the other ones. So these are the times when we need to be very wise in our allocation of funds. No point of jumping and buying companies which are trading at maybe 80x valuation forward earnings. So no point. I would say that get into companies which will give you a sustained earnings, sustained dividends over a period of time. Because markets are definitely stretched, and we can see 1,000, 1,500, maybe 2,000 points crack on the Nifty anytime.
Mr. Kanatkar, two charts that I would like you to comment on is one is Reliance, which has given a breakout and now is at all-time high. Do you expect this kind of a trend to continue? And also something that people really want to know about is the Yes Bank, and they are stuck in that counter at higher levels. So your view on both these charts?
I think predominantly Reliance seems to be something which has seen a kind of almost year-long consolidation, wherein it corrected from levels in the range of around 2,300 down till almost 1850 or 1900. So, I mean, just by the extrapolated levels, what we can see is around 2750 to around 3000 levels are more or less foregone as far as Reliance is concerned. Only concern here is any correction that kind of comes through, one can really be buying into it. Some kind of what you can call a short-term, predominantly a correction that should be looked at to get into Reliance per se. As far as Yes Bank is concerned, once again, I think the charts are indicating a good up move here as well. We could probably see levels in the range of around 2022, which again brings us to higher levels or maybe returns which are in excess of around 30 to 35% from current level. Certainly, both the charts are looking great. Especially Reliance, we feel would be a good bet going ahead, and I mean, being a bellwether in the index as well, would certainly see good amount of inflows here as well.
Mr. Chopra, one sector which is facing challenges is auto space. I mean, everybody is talking about the other sectors, but auto is a sector which has not performed well. And now with the EV thing coming into picture, they are facing real big challenge, and the chip shortage, and export markets now started picking up. The domestic market still not doing well. So, what is your expectation on the auto space?
Well, I think that auto space is in a very interesting scenario because we've seen in the last 4-5 years. Earlier, there was a problem of BS6. So most of the companies which were manufacturing basis the BS4, so there was a lot of inventory which they needed to liquidate. So the government came out with a directive that they have to come up with BS6 models. So auto space, the entire auto industry, actually they responded in a very negative way, and we have not seen many auto companies doing well in the last 4-5 years, including the likes of Maruti. Now the entire shift is happening towards the EV, the electric vehicle space, and from scooters to cars to trucks to buses, every kind of EV is now being proposed. And now there's a dilemma for a company like Maruti. Recently, I was reading one interview from Mr. R.C. Bhargav, who is the director of the company, and he said that they are not in a hurry to come up with the EV model, because I think that on the ground, because there's a lot of hoopla around, getting new models, EV models in the market. But yes, the ground level infrastructure is not ready. We are still a power deficit country. We're not a power positive country. We still have power cuts across, the industrial, the rural, as well as the urban sectors. So from where will the power come? If at all we have the power, then where are the charging stations? So, and how far an electric vehicle can go? So it needs a charging every 100 to 100 kilometers. So across the highways, across the country, building such an infrastructure would take time. And even if it takes time, what kind of power it would be, whether we are going nuclear, can solar be the solution? Or if at all it is thermal, then again, we are back to square one, because thermal energy, if we need to produce, it will produce pollution. So is it a zero-sum game we are playing, that in the urban areas where we are using EVs, we are cutting down on pollution, and where power plants are, we are increasing the pollution? Now it's a catch-22 situation. So, it needs to be thought through. But yes, I think that it's going to be a challenging time for the auto players. Companies like Ola, which are backed heavily by private equity players, they have come and they have set up huge plants, and they have sold quite a number of electric scooters. They have got quite a number there. But, how far it will go, what would be the product success in our country, because our country is very different. Companies like Ford and General Motors and, Harley Davidsons of the world, they have left India already. So whether, such lightweight scooters or lightweight vehicles would be, compatible with Indian roads and Indian infrastructure, I doubt that. So again, it's very difficult to comment as of now. But yes, auto sector is going to face serious headwinds.
Mr. Kanatkar, 3 stocks that are best placed on the charts.
I would basically bet on the IT pack, which has seen a good amount of consolidation post the up move that we saw from 2022, almost you can say first quarter of 2021. So that is something one needs to look at. I would bet on a bellwether there, that is TCS. I mean, we have seen it move from around 1500 to around 3000 in the first leg of it. Post that, a long consolidation that took it till around 3300, and now the next leg has really started, so one could actually be eyeing around 5000 to around 5200 on TCS. Then the next play would be basically the likes of Tata Elxsi, which is again predominantly into the space, what we can call as IT, as well as a few of the prototypes of the Google driverless car that it is kind of working on. So one could see a big amount of jump moving here. Again, a good rational uptrend that we have seen post 2021. And we are sensing probably an upside of around 50% from current level that could probably take it to around 7500 to around 8000 levels or so. And third bet would be something where we are kind of sensing some kind of pullbacks. And the best bet there would be around IDBI, which is, I think, currently quoting somewhere around 40 to 43 levels. And but you could see a good amount of bump from here till around 60, 65. So that would be the third bet, what we are kind of looking for on the chart for the next few months, next few years in that horizon.
Thank you, Mr. Kanatkar, and thank you, Mr. Chopra, for being with us. It was a pleasure speaking with you.